Blog Talk Radio.
You know what time it is? Time to hang out with Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I. Ladies Coop. From Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I. Mr. Coop. With Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I, with Mr. Coop I. Ladies Coop. From Mr. Coop I, from Mr. Coop I.
Welcome to the Big Scoop with Coop. I'm your host, Coop. Season 3, guys, still going strong. I do apologize. Had a little technical difficulties in the beginning, but I'm here now, guys. And today's guest, all I can say is wow. I'm super excited for who's on the show today. She's actually been seen on Grey's Anatomy. She's been seen on Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm a video game fan, so any video game fans, make sure you tune into this. Man, she's done so much. It's incredible. I just got to bring her on the show now. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Mara Hall. Welcome to the show. Hello, Ms. Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, just give me one more second. I'm having a little technical difficulties, but I'm going to actually get her on the line, and she should be on.
Hey, guys. Are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hall, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I am doing great. I do apologize. We had a little technical difficulties a little earlier, but I do have you on. I was telling the world right then that I have a spectacular guest on that's been seen on Grey's Anatomy, Angry Video Game Nerd. Ms. Hall, you've done it all, and I've been watching.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. How's your day been going so far?
You know, my day has been going well. I'm truly blessed and highly favored, as the Christian folks say.
There you go. Yes. Now, Ms. Hall, just to let you know, on this show, we always talk about how you started in your career, your success, give advice on how to get into your career, and much more. Now, Ms. Hall, you've done a lot in the television industry. You've done a lot in the movie industry. So we got to ask the question, when did you actually realize that you wanted to become an actress?
I first realized that I wanted to become an actress when I was a music teacher in Michigan. And I used to direct several bands, high school bands, college bands, middle school bands. And what I noticed is that I had a knack for entertaining through my voice when I would announce for my band to come onto the field. And one of my colleagues said, you know, Mara, you should really think about like going into radio or, you know, get into entertainment or be an actress. And I was like, that's not a real career. Like, how you do that, you know? And so that was the first instance of when I got the acting bug or thought that it was a possibility. And what happened is that I started seeing castings for different like reality shows and things of that nature. And there was a reality show called Monique's Fat Chance that was on Oxygen. And I love Monique because she's a great comedian and actress and a full-figure doll that I really looked up to. So I auditioned for her show. And I got to like the top 10 of that. I got to the top 10 of her show, and that was the first chance that I said, okay, well, this is something that is attainable, and maybe I should look into it. So that was the first glance into the entertainment industry and seeing that, you know, acting might be something that I could do.
Wow. And you know, Ms. Hall, a lot of people, I believe that a lot of people feel like it's kind of hard to get into this industry because they say, okay, look at these people on television, look at these people in the movies. And I think a lot of people are scared to go out to audition because they feel that they're going to be wasting their time or they're going to feel that they can't obtain that because 200 other people are going for the same thing that they're going for. And look at you, Miss Hall. You jumped in there and you said, "Hey, I want to get this spot." And look at you, and you made the top 10. I mean, that's crazy. How many people actually
Yeah,
auditioned for the show?
probably thousands of people because it was a nationwide casting call. Yeah, and it was when that happened, I was like, okay, you know. And they
Right.
even showed my video on the show, so I knew I had something. I just didn't know what it was, and yeah, so I made. And then after that, I auditioned for The Biggest Loser, and it was between me and another person on there. So that's when I said, okay, this is this is something serious that I might need to really, really look into, because if you can do reality, you know, it's about your personality, but it's also about like how vibrant you are and how much energy you bring to the camera. And if you can get the attention of reality show producers and things of that nature, acting is really, really a close goal that you can reach.
And I definitely believe that. And tell your son I said thank you, because if he didn't have a talk with you, we wouldn't have seen you on these shows. We wouldn't have seen you on these movies, and you would have been, you probably been chilling somewhere. But look at you, hard worker,
Yeah.
and the hard work paid off. And ladies and
Thank
gentlemen,
you.
you're welcome. And ladies and gentlemen that's listening worldwide, that shows, if your child tells you, hey, mom, hey, dad, hey, sister, brother, whatever, you got skills, you need to try it. Go for it. Don't be scared. Look at Miss Hall. She jumped right into it, and Mara is doing her thing now. You turn on one channel, you will see her on Grey's Anatomy. You turn on another channel, you will see her on Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie. You will see her everywhere. So you can't escape Miss Hall. I'm just going to let you know right now. She's doing big things, people. Make sure you keep up with her. Now, did you have any mentors, that helped you become an actress when you first got into the scene?
When I first got into acting, no, I didn't have any mentors. I would to different people that were pursuing acting or who were theater majors, like in college, and they had studied acting, but I didn't have any mentors when I first started out acting, which was around 9 years ago when I first moved to LA. But one of my biggest mentors in acting now, as I've been working on the craft and getting better and better and, building my resume, is Cleo King from the TV show Mike and Molly. She's a phenomenal actress, a big sister of mine that, she's my go-to person of who I always talk to about the ins and outs in the industry. And she's just been an amazing, amazing woman who has helped me get through everything and experience everything in this industry.
Right. Now, let me ask you this, Mara, and this is my own personal question that I want to ask you. There's a lot of people that's been on my show, and they are actors, actresses, and they're from, L.A. I'm in North Carolina. So
Okay.
you feel that moving to L.A. is one of the biggest, quote-unquote, helps to get into the industry? Do you feel that way?
No, I don't, especially with the time of social media and so much media, new media that's on the internet with YouTube and web series and things of that nature. No, I don't. I think that it's very important for actors and actresses who want to be in this industry to tackle their market of where they live first in your local cities, your local towns. So if you're in North Carolina, definitely probably the biggest city would be Charlotte. Like whatever TV and film opportunities they have in Charlotte, go there and get an agent and do as much as you can do there, and then go to the next biggest market, which is Atlanta or New Orleans that is close to you guys, and tackle those, because there's so much work out there, especially for African-American actors. It's best to tackle the smaller markets before you move out to L.A. or New York.
Good answer. Good answer. Now, we talked about how you actually started your career, how you actually took off on success. Now, before the camera gets on you, or that day of that you have to go to the studio or be on set or whatever you have to do, how do you prepare yourself?
Well, I prepare myself. Well, first of all, in order to get any role or any part on TV or film, you have to audition. And the process of auditioning, you go to your first audition, and then you usually have a callback, and then you usually get the part. And so from that time, it depends on what project it is. If it's a feature film, you have a little bit more time to work with it, but usually TV moves very fast. So you can book a part, and then the next day you might have to film. And there's also instances where they'll change the script throughout the filming of the TV show. So basically, as much as I can, depending on how much I know about my character, I do a character analysis to make sure I know what my character wants, my intentions, my motivations, what's going on in the scene. And then from there, I go on to memorize my lines. And once I go through that whole process, I should be prepared to perform in front of the camera.
Okay, so do you do anything like mentally? Let's say, okay, I have 30 minutes to showtime. Do you get yourself into a mental state where you're saying, okay, I'm 125% focused. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to jump out there. Do you have to listen to music, or are you just, that focused when you have a job to do, you go out there and conquer it?
You go out there and conquer it, but every situation is different depending on the pressure of the set, depending on who you're working with. If you're working with A-list or B-list, C-list actors, the situation is always different, like how long you've had the material. It's always best to stay focused. I really don't listen to music. I just concentrate on my character, and I go over my lines over and over and over and over and over again, because what happens is, you can be off book. Off book means you're totally memorized. And then when the camera gets in front of you, the lines sometimes just disappear. So you have to stay focused, because if you're not only are you on camera, but there's also 10 to 20, 30 people in the room that are filming or working the crew. And if there's extras and things of that nature, like on Saints and Sinners, the TV show that I'm on now, there was a scene where me and Kelly Price sang Amazing Grace, where we had to sing it a cappella, and there was no rehearsal and everything. That was the scariest thing I've ever had to do, because I'm more of an actor than a singer. So singing with the Grammy-nominated, Grammy Award-winning Kelly Price and little old me, I was like, oh, my goodness, but there were 30 people in that room. So you got to focus and you got to get into gear, because everyone is looking at you. So you have to be professional, and you just have to make it happen.
And you see, Mary, I'm glad you had that part, because it wouldn't have been me. I would have looked at Kelly and said, look, I should have told you this earlier, but I can't sing. I'll hum it with you while you go. That's what I would have done. Wouldn't been no way.
Right.
Yes. But, yes, you're doing your thing also on Saints and Sinners. Big shout-outs to everyone up there also. The show is going strong. The viewership is skyrocketing. I mean, that's like the next big thing that's actually happening right now.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely.
Make sure you tell everybody when they get back on set. I said hello. I've actually had some of the directors on the show and everything also. So they know.
Okay, wonderful. I will.
Yes. Now, how did you find out about Angry Video Nerd, the movie? How did you find out about that?
I'm thinking I probably at that time either I submitted for a character on the movie, or my agent did, and I auditioned for it, and I got the part. That's how I found out about that.
Do you play video games, Mara?
No, I don't. Not at all. Not at all.
Come on now, so you don't go old school Mario, Pac-Man?
No. No, I haven't played video games since like 1992.
Okay, good answer. I feel you on that one. I do. I'm a big time gamer, but a lot of people they ain't touched it in years, and I understand it's getting real complex. How was the experience? How was your experience during that time? Getting on that movie.
That experience was wonderful, because it was just a day shoot, and it was really simple. I went in, did my part, but I met a lot of good people on that video shoot. Like some of my friends that are my friends to this day, I met at Angry Video Game Nerd, the movie.
Oh, wow. Very nice. So this actually helped elevate helped elevate your career to a certain extent, getting on this movie.
Yeah, Absolutely. Like every job that you get in entertainment always leads to the next job and a next connection or meeting new people and networking. It's all relatable. It's all relatable.
Okay. Now, here's a question I'm wondering about. Grey's Anatomy. Now, you did your thing on Grey's Anatomy. So, how was the atmosphere out there? Like when the cameras wasn't around, how did everybody get along?
Grey's Anatomy is probably the most professional and warmest sets I've ever been on. All of the people on the set, from the producers, directors to the actors, very nice, very welcoming, very warm. And what I love about Grey's Anatomy is that it's very diverse. The crew and the cast is made up of all different nationalities, ethnicities, and it's like one big family. So I really love Grey's Anatomy and always going on there. Absolutely.
Now, can you think of something that probably made you laugh that you still remember to this day that we didn't see on camera, that took place, that you'll never forget, that you can share?
Absolutely. I remember Patrick Dempsey, who plays Dr. McDreamy,
Mm-hmm.
because he's a series regular on the show. Like they have really no pressure, and so he was cracking jokes the whole time we were filming our scene. And I played Nurse Kathleen, so I had lots of medical terms that I had to say, and he kept cracking jokes. And and I was like, oh, my God, I'm about to get fired because he cracking jokes. So I thought that was funny because, it was no pressure on him, but all the pressure on me.
On
so
you.
I always laugh. Yeah, absolutely. I always laugh at that. I always do.
Have you ran into anybody on the cast lately?
No, I haven't.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Well, big shout out to everyone from Grey's Anatomy. If you're listening right now, you guys are still doing big things. And, Mary, you did it big up there also. I think Grey's Anatomy, like you said, every job puts you to the next. And I believe Grey's Anatomy really, elevated your career also because, that show is watched worldwide, you might as well say.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. 'Cause isn't that part of, and I might be wrong, but aren't they part of TGIT for ABC?
Yep. Thank God it's Thursday. Yep. Shondaland TV.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
That's what
Absolutely.
I thought. So many shows out there. I'm trying to remember where it's where, but I do remember. I thought they were TGIT now, what they actually call it.
Mm-hmm.
So now isn't TGIT like the replacement of TGIF from the 90s?
Thank God it's Friday, up with Full House and all those shows. Yep.
You remember. Okay. Yeah. So big shout out to everybody out there. Like I said, everybody worldwide that's listening. Mara Hall, she's doing big things. I mean, I can't say enough about Mara. She's actually, and the crazy part is that her career is nowhere close to being over. She has so much going on for her, and I mean, she's skyrocketing. And once again, Mara, tell your son I said thank you, because if it weren't for your son, I'm just wondering where will you be at? And I mean, you're doing big things, and your talent is showing through everything that you're doing. So,
well, Michael, let me just correct you really quickly. When I said the person that motivated me to become an actress are my students. I don't have any children, but they are my children. So.
Oh, okay.
No worries. Yeah, no worries. And also, my name is pronounced Mara.
Okay, well, I'm from the country, so I apologize about that.
No problem at all. I'm surprised you didn't say Myra.
No, it's kind of too south for me. It's too south. Yes, it is. Now, you brought this up earlier, and I have to bring this back up now. Saints and Sinners.
Okay.
How did you run into it? How did you run into this
show? I have agents in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm represented by J Purvis Agency out of Atlanta. Shout out to my agents, Kay and Chris. They're amazeballs. And a year ago, I went to Atlanta and had a lot of general meetings with different casting directors around town. And I met George Pierre and his casting associate, January Curry, and really hit it off with them, really made a good impression to them, and we stayed in contact. And when this part came up, they contacted me to put an audition on tape for one of the sisters in the church choir. And so I did. I put the audition on tape, and I sang on tape, and they liked my audition, and so did the executives at Bounce TV, and I got the part.
Wow. Nice. And like the same question I asked about Grey's Anatomy, how's the atmosphere out there? How's the experience going so far? I mean, you talk about Kelly Price singing, but
right. It's amazing. It's that cast and crew is phenomenal, because it's really great when you can be around an all African American crew and cast for the most part, and just working with such positive African American filmmakers and TV executives and things of that nature. It's just always a positive, a plus. And then with the stellar cast that's on there, Vanessa Bell Calloway, Christian Keys, Jasmine Burke, Keith Robinson, and Kelly Price,
right.
Gloria Rubin, J.D. Williams, just working with all of them. It's just a stellar cast and a great show. And we had an amazing time there. And I would always fly in and out, so every time I would come to Atlanta, it would truly be a blessing.
Nice. Where do you see this show going within the next 5 years?
Hopefully 5 more seasons. I would love it. Yeah, because, it's a show that's very much needed. People love it. It's lots of drama. It's lots of chaos. And, we love some drama and anything centered around the church, church debauchery, as you want to call it. I think people just love and live for it. So I can't wait to see where it goes. We got renewed for season 2, so very excited about that. We're probably going to start production on that soon. So tune in for it. It's coming, Saints and Sinners. Well, we have one more episode next Sunday. That's our season finale. So make sure you tune in, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Bounce TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you tune in to this, because, like I said, this show is making noise, and it's getting pushed worldwide, where a lot of people are watching this. And one thing I recognized was that the people that can't get Bounce TV, there's an app that's out that you can actually download.
Absolutely.
The app and actually see it also. So if you haven't seen the show yet, make sure you download the app if you can't get Bounce TV. Make sure you watch this, catch up with it, because this show is getting up there. And I mean, Ms. Washington, if you're listening, I'm talking about Kerry Washington, if you're listening, Saints and Sinners can go up there with Scandal. I'm telling you, this show is getting up there, and I believe it can go head to head with it. So you guys are doing big things. Continue. I hope that I do see 5 more seasons. Let's push it harder than that. I hope I see 15 more seasons, and let's keep this thing going.
Absolutely.
I'd love to see this happen. Yes. Now, do you have any future projects that you're working on, or you're about to work on, that you're allowed to talk about?
Yes, I am on a TV show, a Nickelodeon TV show called Bella and the Bulldogs. My episode, that's on Nickelodeon. It should be coming out within the next couple of weeks or so. And I'm also in a movie called It's God, G-A-W-D, with Tommy Chong and Boo Boo Stewart from the movie Twilight. So that's coming out soon. And one more movie called Is That a Gun in Your Pocket? It's touring around all of the local and national regional film festivals. Nice.
Make sure, people, if you're, like I said, Ms. Hall is doing big things, make sure you're following her. I mean, she's everywhere. So you have to definitely do that. Now, how can your fans keep up with you on social media?
You guys can keep up with me. I would love it if you kept up with me at Mara, M-A-R-A _Hall, H-A-L-L, for Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's at Mara, M-A-R-A _Hall, H-A-L-L.
Nice. Now, I'm going to try to knock my country lingo out. I'm going to see if I can say your name the right way without killing myself. Mara. How
Mara,
was that?
Yep.
See, I
that
think
was
I got
great.
it. Yeah, I had to think of it real hard to make it come out my mouth. So there we go. So anybody out there in the country, I want everybody that's listening worldwide, try to say Mara. Maybe it's just me. It was hard for me to do it, but I got it now. I'm good to go. So Mara, I want to say once again, you're doing so much. When do you have time to sleep?
I get my 8 hours. I don't play with my sleep. That's one thing I don't play with is my sleep.
And I'm glad that you can get it. Hopefully I can get my 8 hours one night. I'm still working on trying to do that. It's kind of hard to do, but hopefully I will be able to one day soon. So I want to learn. I will learn for you, Mara, how to do this. So I definitely am. Now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure once again you do keep up with her on social media. Check out Saints and Sinners. Go back, watch Grey's Anatomy. Check out everything that she's doing. I'm telling you, Mara is blowing up. She's got big things coming. Now, Mara, what is your ultimate goal in the television and movie industry?
I would like to have my own sitcom. That is my my short-term goal. And then my long-term goal is to be the African-American Melissa McCarthy. Like the career that she has right now, that's what I would like to do.
Nice. The route that you're going, I see it coming. So I
Thank
definitely,
you.
yes. Now, also, what advice would you give any male or female that wants to come into the industry, television or movie, and they want to become an actress or actor? What advice would you give them?
Always stay in class and learn the craft of acting. You got to study. You have to be prepared. You have to study.
Yeah, because I really believe that if you go into an audition and you're not ready, I believe it's going to show. It's going to show big time. And if it shows, the people that's actually watching you, they're not going to have any confidence in you. So,
no, they won't, and you'll mess up your chances for future auditions.
So true. How long did you, for all of your auditions, I know you said it was different things, get prepared differently, but do you usually take like a day or two or a week to get yourself prepared when you find out about the audition?
No, you never get a week to prepare for an audition. At the most, you'll get sometimes you'll get same day auditions. Sometimes they'll give you an audition that you have to go the night before, the next day. Sometimes you'll have maybe 2 or 3 days, but that's the most time you'll get for an audition usually.
Wow.
For TV and film. You don't get a lot of time, so that's why you have to be prepared. You have to know how to break down a scene. You have to know how to do a character analysis. So you have to be in acting class to learn how to do that. Getting a good teacher and not giving up. Keep working hard, stay in class, and don't give up.
Okay. Do you feel that these schools is out here, do you think that majority of schools are actually teaching the people that's trying to become an actor and actress, the right way? Because I've heard about some schools that say, yes, we'll teach you how to become an actor and actress, and we'll get you a guaranteed gig. And I heard some of the schools that I'm not going to name because this show is broadcast worldwide, but I heard some of the schools are really just money takers, and they're not really doing what they're actually promising the people that's trying to come in the industry to do. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, there are a lot of schools that are not legit, and there are a lot of teachers or different acting studios that people take advantage of actors because a lot of the actors are naive and don't know any better and don't know what's good or that's bad. And then you have a lot of schools that are good, but they're very, very expensive, so they overcharge you. So there are good acting schools, there are bad acting schools. There's a lot of scams. You have to be very careful and vet people out and vet different companies out. Always, do a double check, like on Google, to see what type of reviews the schools have or the teachers have, and just really do your research, because there are a lot of fake or bad schools that are out there, but there's also a lot of good schools. I think the best thing for any young actor to do is if you can go through a theater program, that would be the best thing. Like if you want to get your bachelor's degree in theater, or if you, say for instance, you had another major in undergrad, you can go to grad school and get a theater degree. I think that's always a great start, because if you go through a theater program, you really learn about all of all of the components of acting and what you need to do to become a good actor for stage. And that's always transferable to TV and film. With TV and film, it's always good to find a school or an acting class where they cater, where you have a teacher that is either a working actor who's been on TV and film, or who knows about it or has a lot of experience, like a director or producers or things of that nature. But always just do your research to see what type of reviews they have, to see if they're good or bad.
Nice. Everybody that's listening, make sure you take this advice in hand, because if you're trying to get into this industry, make sure you have the proper guidance, make sure you go through the proper training, and like Mara said, make sure you do your research on your schools, because I hate for anyone to go out there and try to get into a school and they just took your money and, well, you're back to where you started. So, Mara, I want to say thank you again for coming on the show. You gave excellent advice. Once again, everybody, make sure you catch her Saints and Sinners. Make sure you catch her Grey's Anatomy. Make sure you catch her all over. Try to keep up with her, and I know you can, because she just told you how to get on social media. So if you want to hear the latest and greatest, make sure you follow Mara Hall. Make sure you watch everything she's doing, because she's doing big things, and once again, her career is nowhere close to being stopped. So, Mara, thank you again for coming on the show.
No problem. Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you. I'd love to have you back in the future.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I'll be back.
Thank you. And everybody, you heard it here first on the Big Scoop with Coop. Until next time, everybody.